Hey, good morning. It's Patricia Murphy. It's Friday. This is Seattle Now. Holy heat wave, Batman. Pretty sure I've never paid such close attention to an hourly weather forecast. We're sorting out 3 days of triple-digit temps and putting the pandemic behind us. Sort of. With KUOW's Jeannie, Yandel, and Kristin, Leong. But first, let's get you caught up. Our weather may have cooled, but we're still dangerously dry thanks to the heat wave. So if your July 4th plans include setting off illegal fireworks, the King County Fire Marshal implores you, don't do it. The fire danger has already prompted a burn ban on state timberlands. If you're looking for some July 4th pyrotechnics, there's no Lake Union fireworks in Seattle this year, but you can head over to Bellevue and see the show on Sunday at 7 o'clock. It was a good deal, and now it's gone. Bolt Bus, the sweet bargain of a ride from Seattle to Portland and Vancouver, is not coming back. Bolt Bus owner Greyhound suspended service when ridership dropped during the pandemic, but the Seattle Times reported yesterday the company now says there are no plans to bring it back. And the billionaires in space race is getting kind of chippy. Richard Branson now says he'll be on board for Virgin Galactic's July 9th launch. That beats Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin spaceflight by 11 days. GeekWire reports that neither one of them would actually be the first billionaire to escape Earth. Microsoft's Charles Simonyi already did that when he traveled to the International Space Station in 2007. Wow, let's never do that again. I'll say it. 3 100-plus days of heat kicked my ass, except for that one night I spent in a hotel. It's Casual Friday. We got a couple of colleagues here today. Jeannie Yandel, an editor at KUOW and co-host of Battle Tactics for Your Sexist Workplace. Jeannie, this week's heat was historic. Were you ready?
Of course not. When are you ever ready for historic heat? No, I was not ready. Yeah. Kristin Leong is here, too. She's a producer here at KUOW. How ready were you for that midweek Marine push, Kristin?
Yeah, I was absolutely ready for it. You know, I am from Honolulu, but I was not prepared for Monday at all.
Really?
So Marine push, bring it.
Totally.
Yeah, man. That was too much.
Yeah. I woke up that morning and I was like, I can smell the sea. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It's like I came out like, the whole world just lifted. Before this weekend, Seattle had only hit 100 degrees twice in 50 years. And then we did it 3 days in a row. And, you know, just like the snow, we get this like weather wimp mentality here. But that record high of 108 was hotter than New York, DC, or Atlanta has ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Look, I grew up in Chicago, and when I moved here, I really had a hardcore idea that people here were weather wimps. And that is so deeply inaccurate. Like, I have done a full 180 on that. I did it before we had 3 days of above 100 degree temperatures. The first time I was stuck in the snow here, I was like, I am never going to say a word about people and weather here again. I am so wrong. Yeah, it was really brutal.
Kristin, how did you manage?
It was watermelon for all 3 meals on Monday for sure. And then it was an early evening dip in Green Lake for my wife and my dog and I. So that was exciting.
Wait a minute. Kristin, you have a Green Lake story.
Yeah, my little rescue doodle, I didn't know that she has a hunter inside of her. She mostly sleeps 12 hours a day. We went for a little swim in Green Lake and she saw some ducks, took off across the lake. So I had to swim across the lake to go get her. And were people helping? No, they were not. They were cheering for her. They were laughing at me. I finally get her. I have to drag her back to shore. And we're like, that's a bad dog. That is an exhausted dog. But funny. Did we learn our lesson? No, we did not, because about 20 minutes later, she did it again. I was like, I'm not going out there again. So my wife actually got in, had to swim across the lake. Poor thing. She's training for a triathlon. She's like, this is supposed to be my rest day. I had to get the dog again. Again, my fellow Green Lake friends cheering for the dog. I'm like, get off of your paddleboard and help us out, because I don't want her to eat one of these ducks. Luckily, no ducks were harmed. And our dog, Radley, will now probably not come with us next time we go to Green Lake.
There is video of this, by the way, and it is funny.
Absolutely.
It's interesting, Kristin, you said you ate watermelon for 3 days because I don't think I ate for like 3 days. It was terrible. Jeannie, did
watermelon
you
is the only thing
Yeah.
that you can't eat during
Ice
that.
pops. Yeah. We were up in the woods near Leavenworth for the beginning of the week. So we were already dealing with like 102, 103 type temperatures. And I started to panic because I knew we were driving home to it. So I started looking for air conditioners. For like the first time in 20 years, I'm looking, Wenatchee, can I drive to Wenatchee, Moses Lake? There might be one in Moses Lake at the Home Depot. Like, I did give up. I never found it. But honestly, when we pulled into town, I started blocking out all of the windows that get roasted. I started harassing my family about opening the doors. It got ugly in my house.
You know what, though? This heat has made people super creative with the way that they're trying to create heat, like creating curtains out of foil, like building their own little swamp coolers. You know, this is really an opportunity for some creative cooling happening in Seattle homes.
It's a Christ-tunity.
Oh,
Yep,
Christ-tunity.
a Christ-tunity.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. My spouse and my kid built a solar oven and baked cookies in the backyard.
What?
Did it work?
It totally worked. I'm not even playing. They were so delicious. Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So basically on the hottest day, we had plans to go swimming that evening at a friend's house. And my daughter was like, I am going to bake cookies for our pool outing. And I was like, no, you absolutely are not. It's 8,000 degrees outside. And she was super mad at me all day. And then my spouse was like, I have an idea. Let's build a solar oven. And so they took a cardboard box and they lined it with tin foil. And then my daughter made the cookie dough and they put them inside and then put them out in the backyard with a meat thermometer so we could make sure the cookies reached the appropriate internal temperature. So we didn't give anybody food poisoning because I was a little concerned about that. And it worked and they were so good. It took a couple of hours for them to bake, but it happened. It was bananas.
Jeannie, that is next level. That's like people are cracking an egg on the sidewalk. Like, okay, we've done that. We've seen that. You guys were just baking full-on batches of cookies in the sun.
I wasn't. I was hiding in the back room folding laundry. I was like, we're not turning the oven on today. This is like fully my spouse and my kid. I just was watching in awe.
That's A+.
Yeah.
We've cracked an egg out onto the pavement to see if it would cook. And before it cooked, a crow came and stole the yolk.
Yeah, that was my only concern about the solar oven is I was like, I don't know what better invitation to rats there is than like a bunch of raw sugary dough sitting in a box in your backyard. But no rats showed up. They weren't coming out either. It was too hot. Look, full disclosure, we bought a heat pump a few years ago after like one of the really bad wildfire smoke summers because, you know, it's not like that's going to get better. You know, we wanted something with a really intense air filter. So we're very lucky in that way. But it also, I don't know, like it doesn't make me feel great that we made a decision to buy something with an air filter because of the way the climate is going. Yeah.
Okay. But as of last week, Seattle was the least air-conditioned metro area in the country. But I wonder if that will still be true a year from now. Because I played this no AC game with myself for 20 years. And this is the year I finally caved. It will be here next week. So I don't know. I just don't know if I can continue to be creative like this. I was shredded by the end of the week. My husband was standing in the kitchen cooking eggs one morning and I almost reached into the drawer behind me to grab a fork to stick it in him. I was so mad. I was like, you're cooking eggs? What are you doing? What are you doing?
And that was just the stovetop. Man.
I was so crap. I was trying to convince my family at one point they couldn't leave out the front door because that was where the sun was shining. They had to leave out the window. And they were like, no, you're done. You are done. Get out of here. Take your ice pack and leave. Kristin, I finally caved and bought an air conditioner. Were you creative to try to make some cool air? What did you do?
Okay. We had one like old wall unit. It looks like a little robot, a big robot actually, in one of our rooms. And so the three of us and the dog stayed in that one room. All the windows closed, the curtains closed for that whole day, that entire Monday. But then I also would like go downstairs sometimes to work and just try to endure. Just like, how long can I stay and type in my computer with sweat like literally flowing everywhere? Can I make it 15 minutes? Can I make it 20 minutes? So, you know, it was a bit of adventure on Monday.
I finally gave in on Sunday night and went to a hotel, but none of my family came with me, which was actually a kind of a bonus for me, right? Because my son, he's like, I'm not leaving my computer. He wants to play computer games with his friends, right? And my husband, old cranky Boston guy, is like, no, I'm toughing it out.
Oh my God.
See you later, guys.
Luxury for you, Trish.
I'm glad that happened for you. But like also, to whom are you proving your toughness? Like, who cares?
Therein lies a much larger conversation.
Look, I know that's a whole other episode.
Absolutely. That's our show for this week. Thanks again to my guest, Jeannie Yandel, co-host of Battle Tactics for Your Sexist Workplace, and Kristin Leong, community engagement producer here at KUOW. Great to talk with you.
Thanks so much, Trish.
Thanks, Trish.
That's all for today. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us. Very easy to share an episode. You can do it right from your phone. Jason Pagano produced today's show. Our production team is Clare McGrane, Caroline Chamberlain Gomez, and Diana Opong. Matt Jorgensen does our theme music. I'm Patricia Murphy. We'll see you next week.